This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Corielli and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Pete and Sebastian Show. We are back again in a different scenario. You never know with this show. Sebastian Maniscalco on the other end. Tell them where you're at, bro. I mean, what's going on? I can't wait to talk about this a little.
Tell them where you're at. I mean, we're going back 7 years. I feel like you're in a car outside a coffee shop, and I'm at a Holiday Inn in Cleveland.
Yeah. The dedication, bro. I mean, filming a movie all day and then bolting back to the hotel room to do a cast. We're using a new setup, folks. It's an on-road setup that we don't normally use. When neither of us are on our normal cameras. Sebastian's on location. Hopefully he'll tell us a little bit about where. It's up to him. But nevertheless, you wanted to keep it going. You're like, I'll do it from the hotel room. So thank you for that. The fans, thank you. What's up, bro? Every year, my birthday just passed. I'm looking at you. We look further apart in age than we used to. So you're doing good, bro. You look glowing.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
No, it's a lot of tan. I went to Vegas and I went to Mexico. So what you're seeing here is a glow. This is not youth. What it is a tan, and tan does make the person, shine with health. So that's what you're seeing. I don't even know where to start. First of all, I feel awkward. I feel weird. I feel not right, not being in my chair at home doing this. I'm in a hotel in Brooklyn. I'm shooting a movie with Ray Romano. It's an untitled movie, and he is starring, directing, and producing it. I just completed my third day. It's great. It's one of these nice family story about Italian family. I play Ray's brother. Eric Griffin is in it. He's another fellow comedian. And man, I don't even know where to begin because we haven't spoke in at least 2 weeks. So there's so much going on in my brain right now. I'm just gonna dive into Mexico.
Yeah, but let me just say for 1 sec, fucking awesome, dude! Romano's brother in a movie that he's the. Oh, come on, man! It's so weird because I've known you so long now that it's just like I'm talking to you today for a second, and you're like, yeah, I'm in the trailer, on location, and you only said that because you're like, if I come in and out, I'm in the trailer, and then like later on, I'm like, I remember like. Ever since I was a kid, man, you walk down the sidewalk, you ever see the trailer from a movie set? You're like, oh, the fuck is in there? All it says is like, maybe the character like the dad or something. You're like, who is in there? So it's cool, Pete, man. Pete, you're in there.
Pete, a kid. I was doing that 5 years ago. Who's in the trailer?
I was trying to not show myself. I still, to this day, I'll stick around with a coffee, pretend I'm looking for somebody, but I'm really hoping the guy or gal comes out of the trailer. I'm right there with you, bro. How cool is it? I mean, getting in it, too, that they go Sebastian instead of, who's that? Is that the guy, or is that like, is he going to see the guy in the trailer? I mean, kudos to you, bro. Fucking awesome.
Thanks, man. It's been fun. It's been good to get out again. Go ahead.
Just one question in regards to the tan. Does the character have a tan, or is that an issue when you show up now on set and you look like George Hamilton, and this thing takes place in Brooklyn, apparently?
Good question. I am in construction. So it wouldn't be that odd that I have a tan because I'm working outside. So that no one said anything, although everybody is a shade paler than I am on set. So I'm popping with vitamin D over here.
That's almost a hilarious runner in something where you keep saying it's construction, and then someday one of them catches you coming out of a tanning salon. How is it construction? It's been cloudy for a month and a half, and you're still golden. Oh, well, we look forward to it, bro. Congrats. And what's going on with Mexico? What do we got? How is this?
You know what? I'm not even going to go Mexico. I'm going to go last night. Last night, went out to dinner here in Brooklyn, took a walk with Eric Griffin to a restaurant, right? Now, this is really one of the first times I've been out in the United States to a restaurant during the COVID epidemic, or pandemic, I should say. We get seated outside, and the hostess, before she leaves, says, a couple things I must mention. You must fill out the form on your table with your name, phone number, and email. It's for contact tracing. So that's in case someone came down with COVID at the restaurant, they could contact you. But listen, I don't know what they would say. Like, if someone came down with COVID at the restaurant, they call me and they go, someone had COVID at the restaurant last night, what do you want me to do?
Right. It's crazy, man. It's like being single, back in the day before the condoms, and someone gets a perennial disease. Hi, Kathy. Is Kathy there? Kathy's on a lunch break. You ever call Luke from Friday night when she gets back to her office? Luke from Friday night. Right? And you're like, oh shit, what does Luke want? So now you gotta be like, we have a call from whatever the name of the restaurant is, and you're like, oh shit. Two days later, right? Scary shit.
Yeah, but well, I'm not even that. It's like I'm vaccinated, so I mean, what, am I supposed to stay inside for 4 days?
Yes.
Are people still?
Because you could still. Because you could be carrying it, bro. Does anyone watch Fauci anymore but me? You can still be infected and not know it and spread it to somebody else. You could be part of a super spreader.
Is that still a thing? I thought that was debunked. Once you had it, you can't carry, or once you have the vaccination, you can't carry it. Nobody knows. Don't start spitting off. But don't start spitting off stuff that you don't know. We. This isn't a podcast of information that's valid. So I think you might have heard that a couple of months ago, and you're hanging on to it. And then they tell me, when the waiter comes to the table, you got to put your mask on. Every time the waiter comes. Anytime anybody comes to the table, you got to put your mask on. So me and Eric are talking, and the guy, the waiter, was playing this up. Like, first of all, I asked Eric, I go, do you think the people working here are into this type of, like, doing all this? And he goes, I don't know. Let's check it out. Waiter was like 8 feet away and said, hey guys, almost like, hey guys, I'm coming in. Mask up. Yep. Mm-hmm. He gave me so we masked up, and I'm talking to him. I order. He leaves. I take the mask off, and then I'm looking around. There's this waiter that we had was presenting wine like 8 feet away from the table. I mean, the people couldn't even see the label.
The people couldn't even see the label. Dude, isn't it like that in California, though? I felt like it just...
I don't know, but I'm coming off of Mexico, and I'm coming off of Las Vegas, and I went out in all of those places. That wasn't the case. There was no signing. There was no masking up. It was... Vegas was packed. I mean, it was jumping.
I was in Arizona, man. Same thing. People only had a mask in their pocket just in case, someone got it. But it was just, you would think that everybody were all cured. So it's
man, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's different where you go. So keep going. I don't want to interrupt you.
No. So, it was just a weird experience that every time, in the middle of a conversation, at the end of the night, we were putting up our napkins. We put our napkins on. Love the Chuck. So, it's I can't believe it how it varies from state to state, to country.
The attitude, too. Like I was playing in Arizona, as I just said, right? And Saturday night, after the show, Shuli, who we adore, right? One of the few guests we ever had on the show, comedian. Also, used to be on Stern, awesome dude. So he's playing the next night. So he comes by my second show, and I'm like, why don't you do a guest spot, right? And then we're going to hang out. Great guy, right? He calls it ahead of time. He says, I'll come, we'll hang out. Having a few beers in the green room. There's a couple other comics. Now, no masks. And I'm not saying that, like, we're awesome, but we're not. We're not wearing masks. We made the choice. We're all in there. The owner of the club. We're drinking beers. If I was laughing, like, so much, it was like, and Goodfellas at the dinner table, like, I'm just laughing, having a good time. Now, another comic comes in from New York who was playing. I'm not going to say names, but it's important to know, I adore this guy, right? Adore this guy. So I was very excited to see him, give him a big hug. He's wearing the C-19 mask, right? That's what it's called, the C-19. And he's still at the level, like, you know, he's talking like I was talking 4 or 5 months ago, like, hey, how you doing? You know, how like that low, like, we're in the graveyard after midnight kind of thing. And and it's fine if that's how he feels and that's where he's at, but none of us are there. And you're sitting over there with that beak on, and you're bringing me down on a Saturday night, so...
I don't know how you handle that when somebody comes into the room and they're worried and you're not really worried, you know?
Yeah.
Not that we're not worried, and not that I'm out there, you know, throwing caution to the wind, but I got to tell you, in Mexico... we got tested before we went because the place that we went required a negative test. And then we got tested before we came back into the United States. It was a very small kind of community that we were in. It was like a resort, but it wasn't overly packed. It wasn't crowded. We were outside most of the time. I don't even know the rules anymore. Are you supposed to mask outside? Do you even... know this?
Well, I don't know. And by the way, in Mexico, is it 6 feet or is it 6 meters, or like are they going metric system over there on you? I mean,
they didn't say. I didn't hear 6 feet once in Mexico. I thought I heard I heard another tequila. That's all I heard.
Oh man, I know it's. Yeah, so it's definitely, what do you say in that situation when someone's not doing it the way you are? I had one guy pick me up, nice guy, right? Not a driver, someone who works for the club. And I got my mask, and as I get in, he's got his mask on, so I get in, I put my mask on, you know? And I sit down, and he goes, you don't have to wear that if you don't want. And I'm like, you are? He goes, I'm only wearing it as a courtesy to you, but, I had it, and I got the antibodies, so if you don't want to wear it, you don't have to. So I didn't. And he did. And the whole time we're driving, he picked me up for radio, and he's a nice guy. And I'm like, damn, should I be putting mine on? But no, it's like kids on training wheels, bro. And we're the first ones off them. You know, the more they see us rolling down the highway without them training wheels, they're going to go, fuck it. We can't feed into it. We got to be the pioneers.
I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm telling people I'm vaccinated just so they're comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
Like even on set, they come in and I go, just so you know, I'm vaccinated. Like I just want to let them know, you know, that every day. No one's told me any. No one's told me that though. No one's told me first. I'm always telling people I'm vaccinated. All right, don't worry about it.
But I'm telling you, if we had someone to Google Fauci right now, all you're telling them when you say, I'm vaccinated, is that if you and I both get it, I'm not going to die, but you might. No, because you can still give it to him, man. I'm telling you.
I don't know if that's true. I got to research that. There's so many rules and there's so many things that are changing by the minute. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
But everybody's doing that. I was doing a bit on it too. Everyone announces that they're vaccinated when you come into a room, you know. They're like, I'm back, so am I, you know. And it's like, I'm 1 for 2. And then we're asking what one you got. Like, we know anything about it. Like, if I got Pfizer and you got Moderna, I'm going to go, oh, shit, I didn't do that. It's like, you feel like you bond with people that got yours more. It's ridiculous. It's a shot.
Yeah, and also when people go, oh, I've already had the I've had it. I've had the antibodies. I feel that that's like a step below the vaccine. Like, do they really have the antibodies? And how long do those last? How long does a vaccine last? That's what I want to know.
Well, now they're saying the Pfizer one, we got to go in for a half a hit on for 6 months and then back for a year. The Johnson & Johnson, those people are shaking it up to keep from clotting, bro. This is the world we live in.
5 people, I think, had a blood clot out of 7 million on Johnson & Johnson, and they shut the shit down. Again, don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's the real numbers.
It's about that, I think, too, man. It's insane. They're just looking for anybody to get anything, and they tell you, don't worry. I'm just serious. I'm making this up here as I go now, but they say it's safe for you, but when you got your shot, like I got my shot, fucking ambulance there. Ain't no ambulance there when I go to CVS for the flu shot, and no one's asking me to stick around for 15 minutes to see how this plays out. What the? Oh, no, it works fine. Just hang out by the paramedic for 15 minutes before you float out of here. Oh.
And why is it 15 minutes? Who came up with that? Anybody ever leave and after 17 minutes start going into a fit?
No, because the study they did, the few people that died from it, that made it not be 100% and only 99%, they died about 13 minutes, 14%. And then, like, you told me you didn't feel good after your first one. Okay. And everyone says, like, oh, I didn't feel good after my first one. And then some are like, I didn't feel good after my second one. So I felt fine after my first one. My second one is Monday. I'm afraid if I feel fine after that, I feel like it didn't do what it's supposed to do. Like, because everyone, they're like, you didn't get sick? Oh, wow. They're basically saying to me, didn't work for you. This world is nuts, bro.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying if you have a reaction, it means your immune system is working and it's recognizing there's a foreign substance in your body. Now, like to your point, if Monday comes along and nothing happens, do you got to go back and go, is my immune system on?
Right. Can't do a blood test and go, yeah, you are so loaded with THC, it can't even swim through the shit. Your immune system is like, as you said, bro, it's like a pilot light. It's just a tiny little blue flame. But even when we turn the knob up, it just don't go up, man. It don't go up. I don't know.
Oh,
we'll see. God. I don't know what's going on with this shit. World is nuts.
It's crazy, bro. Crazy. So, so I got to tell you, family vacation with 2 kids under the age of 4. Whew. I go to the pool. And first of all, Lana and I, we got to take it down a notch because we go to the pool and we think we're on our honeymoon, right? Margaritas at 11 o'clock, right?
Oh,
we're there. What?
I thought you were saying you were making out in the pool under the waterfall. I thought you were going to go, me and Lana got to stop making out in the pool. I'm like, oh, God. I dig it, drinking at 11, bro. Good for you.
Yeah, but we also got 2 kids. So I'm in the pool and I'm playing. I become a lifeguard in the pool with my kids, right? Because there's no way you could relax in the pool with your kids. Because, Serafina will swim and then she'll come up, she'll come out of the water and she'll go back in again and she'll come out of the water. And I'm like, are you, I tell her, I go, if you need me to help, yell help, I don't know if you're drowning or you're playing.
Right.
So yeah, I'm losing my hair. I'm in there for 3 hours. I come out of the pool. I'm bald. That's how much I'm worrying in there. And Caruso, forget it. He's almost 2, and that's all he has to do is slip and fall. And so I'm like, and Lana goes, hey, you got him. No, I got him. You got him. It's like, and then in the meantime, I'm sipping on a margarita.
What about is Serafina jumping off the side yet? because the ledge, I'm always like, all day long, I'm like, the ledge, watch the ledge, oh shit, the ledge. Scares the hell out of me, man. And sometimes you kids, they come so close, like, well, I was when my daughter was little, we were in Aruba, and literally I caught her at the last second from my head hitting the edge of the pool one time.
Oh God!
And they're giggling like they don't even know how close they're coming, man.
No clue.
Yeah. And by the way, when you jump
clue.
in too, they can't wait to play with you. I would imagine they're probably all over you in seconds.
Yeah, plus there's toys, and then they get the toys going. It's just, there's just a lot going on. But the place that we stayed, it's one of these places where, I don't know how to put this. Like the 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old kids have like full reign at a pool. I was just stunned at the lack of parent concern sometimes with some of these kids. And I give you an example. It's a type of pool where kids were flagging down the waiter. Like a 9-year-old would go, hey, excuse me, can I get a smoothie?
And I'm assuming you ain't at no all-inclusive sandals.
No. This is pay to play, right?
Oh my God.
So I'm sitting there going, the first time I've ever flagged down a waiter was when I could pay for the stuff I was ordering, right? When I was a kid, if I was 9 and I was on a family vacation and I said, excuse me, can you get another iced tea over here for me? My father would go, what are you doing?
Right? Until I was 18, I had one waiter. It was my dad. Dad, can I get the fries? Can I get a Coke? Right? My mom and dad, those are my waiters.
Yeah, this was a full, like, have whatever you want. There was a bar in the pool, and kids were allowed in this pool. And at the bar, it's like a swim-up bar, and there's about 6 or 7 kids drinking, like, sundaes, like a chocolate sundaes. They got mango smoothies, this and that. And I'm going to myself, shouldn't the kids be in another pool other than where the bar is? Like,
this is absolutely.
But I said nowadays it's like the kids and the parents, they're all together. And I had kids there and I wanted peace and quiet. I had kids there, but I was acting as if I was just with Lana and I'm going, look at all these kids in the pool. And I'm sitting there with Serafina.
Yeah, 100%. The bar is supposed to be where you go to get away. Like if you go to your wife or your husband, I'm going to go grab a quick drink. It's a moment of no kid. And now you go up there and they're like eating maraschino cherries off a fucking whipped cream. Bro, I don't ever find it cute when there's a kid at the bar. I hate that shit. I'm sorry.
Terrible.
It's like, beat it. Go find something to do. You're not an adult.
Yeah, listen, I love vacation, don't get me wrong. 5 days tops. We stayed 7, 5 days tops. Anywhere you go, I feel after 5 days, you're really spinning your wheels, right? I mean, even though we were in a beautiful place and it's Mexico, it's like you've seen everything, you've done everything, you went to the restaurants, you had the margaritas, the kids had fun, wrap it up, let's go back to where we came from.
Agree.
The last 2 days, it's plus, it's like with the margaritas, the tequila. I came down with Montezuma's Revenge, which is either the water or the tequila. Something hit me at about 5 days in. I was in the bathroom, constantly. It was one of those kept running. It's one of those things where you're sitting at dinner, and if you move wrong, it's going to come out. So I had to keep running to the bathroom, which was not fun. But hey, listen, I'm glad we went. Kids had a good time, but it ain't a joke traveling with 2 kids, man. Especially under 2 years old, that becomes a little difficult.
No doubt, man. I mean, and then there's the, I'm sorry, but no matter what vacation I've ever been on, when I'm sick on vacation or a major player on the vacation, usually meaning my wife or kid, is sick, pack it up. Let's get the fuck out of here. You ever have someone sick in the hotel room? It's a bit, what the fuck are we doing here? We're nursing this person in a Marriott? What? It's wrap-up time. You know what I mean? I mean, you ever on vacation long enough, someone gets sick and healthy again, and you're still on fucking vacation? Holy shit. That's why I like to drive.
No, that was me when Lana and I and her family years ago went on the Disney cruise. I was sick on the cruise. Now we're on a cruise. It's not like we go wrap it up. I'm at sea.
yeah.
With a fever and chills in the cabin, you know.
Oh.
And this is right from the first day, right? First day I got sick, and exactly to your point, 4 or 5 days go around. He's feeling better. He's coming around, you know. It's like Jesus Christ. I felt bad for Lana. She had her family to hang out with, but I was in the room the whole time.
Oh my God! I tell you too, when you're sick on a vacation like that with other adults, because adults, they value vacation like beyond anything. They treat you like. You ever see that movie Pet Sematary years ago when we were kids?
No.
Oh man, they had one sister was so scary. It's a Stephen King movie. She had scoliosis. She was all like overly exaggerated, fucked up like a monster. And they kept her locked in the attic. And they would just bring her food and then close the door, and you could hear her moaning while you were sleeping. And it was so. That's the sick person on vacation. The fake bopping right outside the door. They're like. And they open up, hey, how you feeling? In their head, they're like, I got shuffleball. I shuffleball in a half hour. As long as you're not gonna die, I can't. I'm out of here.
They could care less. They can't wait to dock so they could go zip lining while you're throwing up in the bathroom.
Fucking yes. And they're not even thinking about you, man.
Oh God.
Yeah. So been there. Damn. So you drinking the water in Mexico, bro?
I don't know I didn't drink the water. I don't know if it was in the ice, you know, but you know, I heard but why only me? I mean, we have my in-laws came halfway through. They didn't have nothing. Lana didn't have nothing. The kids, the nanny, no one had nothing, right? Everybody was fine, but I'm in the bathroom pissing out my ass. It was a nightmare.
But again, man, this has been going on since I was a kid. Don't drink the water in Mexico. Nothing? They don't fix the pipes? In 50 years, they don't fix the pipes. I don't get it. I don't get people, you know what I mean? It's like the little things. I
don't know. Like, one second. If we had a problem in the United States with the water, don't you think that would be fixed overnight?
Yeah.
We had Detroit, and they didn't do anything about it there, really, did they?
Oh, Jesus, you're right. Seriously, though, man, I love Mexico. I've always wanted to just drive cross-country in Mexico and hit all them little towns, get a fucking tequila in a little local bar. I just thought it'd be so awesome.
It's really nice to go because not only do they have really good food and obviously the tequilas are tremendous, but the people are so hospitable. I mean, they'll bend over backwards, and they're really, really hard workers. And you know that's been the whole thing about Mexican people, hard workers, this, that, and the other thing. But it's funny when they come to America. I think some of the laziness must rub up because I mean, America's lazy, right? I mean, they just. I'm looking, especially the next generation coming up. I'm in this complex, and every kid is on a machine that requires no effort. Motorized skateboard, motorized bike, motorized scooter. Nobody is moving their legs. I mean, literally, you don't have to do anything. You get on the thing and zing, you're gone. You're going 25 miles an hour.
It's true. That's true, man. They're not out. That's what's crazy to me. We got kids on this block, and it's just like when we were kids. they were all out, and now we got this new neighbor next door, and she actually comes over and knocks on the door and just say to you, "Can you come out?" I'm like, "Kid, you may as well be wearing bell bottoms, kid. I haven't seen this since 1970, right? Freaking beautiful. Let's bring it back." You know?
Yeah, man. So
She's 8 now, and we let her walk the dog just down the block on our side of the road and back. And a neighbor asked us if we thought that was okay. What do you think, bro? I mean, when do you just let it go a little bit?
Well, again, I got to look at the surroundings in Fredonia to see what's going on. 8 years old, I was not only walking to and from school, but I was allowed to take my bike. I'd say a half a mile to my buddy's house. And I think by the time I was 10, I was crossing a busy street. So,
yeah.
I mean, look at how times change. 8 years old, and she goes to the block and gotta come back. I mean,
yeah, that's crazy. Because we see all these movies now. I'm afraid, like I've seen Taken, right? I'm afraid a van's gonna pull up with a bunch of Serbians, gonna throw her in the van, and and then they're gonna be yelling at me for letting her walk down the block alone. But our parents never worried about. They never thought. I literally, by the time I was 10, my dad would give me a dime, so I could call home if I needed something, and just be home by 5. He didn't know where I was. I'd come home and tell him where I was. Just all over the place, right? Just in the woods. Have you just walked through the woods and shit?
Yeah, we were in the woods behind the school, hanging out, like not doing anything, just playing with twigs. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, I was 9, 10 years old in the woods, and my mother, if she really needed to get a hold of me, would have to fucking call police dogs to go find me. Right.
Wasn't that, how freeing was that, you know? And then when you reach the point where she probably was wondering where you are, and you're still 25 minutes away from a friend's house or home or any way of letting her know, and you're like, I'm dead. Right? And kids don't have that anymore. It's like, "Hi, Mom. Yeah, we're having a good time. We just had some cake." What? It's insane. Even me. It's like, I'm getting so crazy with the phone, bro. I was telling Jackie, I just don't want to carry it for a while. I said, "What do you think about me getting a beeper?" And all I can get is a beep from you. And don't call me unless it's a situation. Otherwise, I'll have my cell back, at the hotel room or wherever. I don't want to carry it anymore. I don't want all the bullshit. Because all I need is really, at the end of the day, is your family, right? To know if there's an emergency.
Yeah, I mean, just get a cell phone for the family. That's it, right?
I'm trying to say, there's too many temptations on this thing. When I went to call my parents on a payphone, I couldn't see Sports Center fucking top 10 plays. You know what I mean? All I could do is put the quarter in and talk to my dad, and then hang it up. There was nothing to do.
And then you had to occupy your time some other way. It's like nowadays the thing is so readily available. I was looking around the restaurant. No one's even eating. They're on their phone, and it's this, and no communication. Nobody's talking. It's. I don't know, man. It's got to turn around.
It does. On a lighter note, recently when I've been showering, I wanted to ask you this. When you do your hair and you got a lot of suds in your hair?
Mm-hmm.
Not to get too crass, but lately I've been taking all that, instead of just taking all the extra and throwing it on the floor, I've been putting it on my balls and my chest hair, because it's hair, right? And what's your take on using the shampoo on the balls? I mean, am I onto something here? Why are we wasting? I feel like the soap people right now are going, "Oh, fuck, don't say this. Is he saying this out loud?" You'll need half the soap. And still the same amount of shampoo. Seems like a no-brainer.
So you're shampooing your hair, and then afterwards, what you used to do is take it and throw it on the floor.
Well, I'm saying you go like this, right? You shampoo and you kind of go like that, and you push all this extra, because I'm not rinsing it out yet. You just got all this extra on your hands. You just kind of take that And instead of rinsing it under the water, you take that and you go on the chest, you go down, and you're like, it's like, I mean, I'm still taking the same amount of time to do my hair, but I'm already done with my hair and half my body. Boom.
So when you do the soap now, after you do the shampoo on the balls and the chest hair, do you just skip that part?
I do, and I'm also putting shampoo, boom, boom, because it just, bro, the more you rub it, it like just grows and grows and grows. There's more and more fucking shampoo. And then I just take a bar of soap and do a skin rub outline, and I'm out. Boom.
Well, I mean, can't you make an argument to shampoo your legs?
They're not hairy enough. They're not hairy enough. It's more skin than hair down there. I can't. I feel like it would be too dry too dry as it is. Like the other day, I bent down to tie my sneaker, and my sock was a little lower than it normally was, and I was wearing shorts for the first time in a while, and my skin, if you just took like this little section of my skin, just a little section, you'd think 74, 75-year-old man, that's a 75-year-old man's leg right there. With the dryness and the stuff, oh. God, if I knew then what I knew now, bro, I would have never went in the sun like a geisha. My whole life, I would have walked around with an umbrella.
A geisha.
Right?
Listen, I don't know, man. We were talking about the tan in the beginning, and we got in a big argument, my wife and I, about SPF and lotion. For I don't use it. And then she's like, you got to start using it. You're getting older and this and can't. I feel, did we talk about this?
Never enough. Never enough. I'm down with this because I don't still either.
I just feel the Italian skin is made to absorb sun and not really be affected by it like other skin tones. No?
Not only do I agree, I think it's affected without the sun. If you put something in between an Italian skin and the sun, it's not good for the skin. Italian skin is going, what the fuck? I'm supposed to have sun. By the way, bro, what Jackie got me for my birthday, you can't really tell, but it's Ancestry.com. I got a lick of swab, send it in, and I just want to confirm that my family's from Naples. Bro, what if I do this?
Go ahead.
And, I'm Rodriguez from Mexico City. You know what I mean?
Hey, a lot of people have done it and found out that they're not what they thought they were. So, are you going to start a family? Is this a family tree, Ancestry.com? Oh no, they'll tell you.
DNA, this is a DNA swab.
Yeah, DNA swab, yeah.
Now,
so,
it's supposed to be
I did this. I did that. Yeah, and it was Italian, but then there was like minuscule parts of like I didn't even know what it was. It was like I couldn't even remember. Like it's like a 0.1% of Spain or whatever. It wasn't like far off. It wasn't like Norwegian or it wasn't Australian or anything like that. It was within the family.
That's incredible. Do you think that means like? It was all Italian for you, all Italian, and just once in like 1592. Yes, beautiful Spanish lady married your Uncle Tony. And, but then it went back to Italian. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the one little percent?
Yeah, it makes you wonder how far back that goes, but it also makes you wonder, is this thing... Here's the Sicilian in me. Is this thing even real? Like when you put the spit in and they open up the box, do they just go, Corielli's probably Italian. It's just put 83% Italian and then put like 17% German. What the fuck? Are they even?
Yeah.
How do you know? Did you think you call Ancestry.com and complain that you didn't get the right results? You don't even know if they even got a testing machine on the other side.
Well, you're bringing up a good point, because if they come back and tell me something like, way off, like you're all Polish, I'd be like, you Google and find me a Polak with a tan. All right? Are you kidding me? I mean, come on. Well, listen, my whole family's Polish except me, bro. I can say that. It's all right. You're allowed to make fun of the ethnicity of anyone in your family.
That you come from.
Or anyone in your family. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make fun of Jewish people. I see you do it on stage. You go, my wife's Jewish. They go, okay, let's go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So, God, I had something I was going to tell you. The Mexico, the thing. Oh, I'm on the plane, right? I'm coming out here from L.A. Sitting in my seat, and you ever have this happen to you where you start hearing, like, laughter from behind you? Like,
oh, yeah.
Like they're launching something, right?
Yeah. I know that well, man.
But the laughs are coming too frequent to be a movie,
Yeah.
Like, after the third laugh, I go, this guy's probably watching, like, a sketch show, stand-up, and I'm going to have to listen to this for an hour. There's something about somebody laughing, and you don't know what they're laughing about. It was running right through my body. Now, I'm a guy that makes his living, I'm hearing people laugh, which I love. But when, the laugh ain't coming from me, number one, and number two, where I don't know why he's laughing.
Yeah.
The laugh takes on a whole different.
I hear you. And
it might as well be a baby. It might as well be a baby crying.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Because then there's that feeling too, like, what if it's something that I know, like a comic, for example, that I like it when someone's laughing and it ends up being something that I like. Because then I'm like, all right, I get it. But when it's something like I've seen them watching a sitcom, I'm like, in my head, I've seen that many times. That does not deserve what you. By the way, even when I'm watching Pryor or The Best of All Time, even as a guy, I could not laugh out loud, no matter what. I can, you know what I mean? It's comics that make me laugh, of course, all the time. But even in public, I can go. I mean, people that laugh out loud, I feel like they do it on purpose.
I do too. I've never been on a plane where I've audibly laughed where the person next to me was going, why are you laughing? I laugh and I go, this is the way I laugh on a plane. I put my hand up on my chin and I go, It's a couple grunts.
But even, like, I like to let it out like anyone else, but I've even gone this far on a plane. Something so funny, I've gone, you do this one when you go down for a second, you're like,
yeah, you do it.
like that, but still, it's all here. I'm not sharing it. You know what I mean? Bro, are we going to use this show? I don't know how I feel about this show at all. This is bizarre.
It's a weird one, man. It's not in our environment. I don't know. I look like I'm doing it from a bathroom.
You look like, yeah, you do. You look like you do it from a bathroom at a wedding banquet. And I can't stand how unattractive I am on this camera. I'm like, God damn, I look like I was a boxer that won 3 times in my whole career.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Did you have to wear your mask on the plane the whole time?
Yeah, mask, you had to wear that.
Except when you're eating?
I don't know, I didn't eat. I opted out of the eating. They didn't even serve anything. They can't. With this COVID now, it really plays into the airline's advantage because we were barely getting any food before, right?
Yeah.
They come down with the box of the wet wrap. You get that wet turkey wrap, and now they're probably going, forget it. Why even bother with the food? They came down with like vanilla wafers, like in a little small bag on a tray. Yeah. They make it look like they're serving at the Royal Palace, right? They got vanilla wafers on a gold tray. You put it in a basket, like let the snack and the carry-on, whatever your carry-on, fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, because it was still in the cheap wrapper?
Yeah, it was still, it's like the tray they had should have been for champagne, not vanilla wafers and Oreos.
I hear you.
I didn't even bother. I waved it off, and I was proud to do it. We all know that. When I'm on an airplane, I always kind of refuse the snack, hoping other people on the airplane see that I did that and then follow suit, right?
Right. Lead by example, baby.
Never works. Guy next to me, oh yeah. When they pop their head up to look over you to see what's on the tray,
right? Yeah.
And they take forever and they touch it. You ever see the people that touch the food and look at it like right over you? They're looking at, oh no, I don't want that. No, Cliff Bar, I don't want that. If I even want anything, I just grab whatever.
That's it.
The scan is so quick. I look at it like Predator. Zip, almonds.
Right. Because it's almost like I'm only grabbing something because I'm dying for a little something. Okay, you're turning it into like tea for two at the goddamn plaza. Oh, okay. And it's so crazy because when I flew this week too, there's people on there that won't even take their mask off, right? There's a woman in between me and the aisle, and she's on the window, won't take a mask off. Then I look to my left, and they served the little biscotti cookies on Delta, and the woman to my left, across the aisle, got coffee, and she was dipping her biscotti cookies in the coffee till they were soft, and then putting it. I mean, that is somebody that is clearly done with the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's just done. Dipping Delta coffee into Delta fucking biscotti. No mask. You gotta wear your mask unless you're eating. Then people get on the plane, they're opening up food and sandwiches. The minute the person next to me takes their mask off, why bother ever putting it back on? It's done. It's already dancing around the cabin.
I don't get the protocol either, even on these movies I'm doing. You have to wear your mask until you act. And then when they say mask off, you take the mask off, you do the scene, and then you put the mask back on. So I'm sitting there going, what? COVID don't come out when we're acting?
Yeah. Well, as soon as you say action, COVID goes on the little crack. When you say cut, it comes back out. So then the makeup people probably got to do constant touch-up. But it's a tough thing because they got to do a touch-up, but you can't take the mask off till right before you hit the oh, boy. But, yeah, no, you can't have those. I mean, heard that rant with Tom Cruise, man. You cannot have someone shutting down the production because of that. So you got to take all measures of protocol.
Yeah, no, you got to take it serious. But I mean, I don't know who's putting the protocols in place because some of the stuff, it don't even make sense.
Is it hard to remember your lines?
Yeah, I think the older I get, the harder it is. And it's funny because I was asking one of the actresses how she does it, and she takes each line, memorizes it, adds another one. Memorizes it, adds another one. And she says, I lock myself in a room, and that's how I do it. She goes, it's so boring. And I go, I know, I can't do it. My brain don't work that way.
Yeah.
What I've found works for me is I take an acting lesson and with my acting coach on Zoom, we record it and then I play it back. And I'll play it back like when I'm packing or I'm in the steam room. I'll just play it back and while she's talking, I go, okay, what's my line? What's my line? Or whatever. That's how I remember it. But I can't sit there with a script and Danny, go to the store and pick me up. I can't do it.
Yeah. Now, when you're filming a movie and somebody else in the scene forgets their line and they got to start over, does that make you feel good because you're like, then if I mess up once, it's okay because somebody else already did?
Yeah, it's got to. I can't be the first one.
Right. Not yet. You're getting there, though.
I feel if somebody else screws up, they took the bullet for the entire cast. And when somebody else screws up, I could go, oh, wait a minute. They screwed up before me. You know, like but I did screw up a line today, actually. As I tell you, yesterday I screwed up a line. I got the words mixed up, but it wasn't anything that needed to be reshot because they weren't shooting me; they were shooting the other actor.
Oh, okay.
The line is, you're 45 and still single. I said, you're still single after 45.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works. It jumbles up that doesn't even make sense. You're still single after 45.
Can you do this in the scene? Like, does any actors ever do this where that same scene, let's say you go, you're still single and 45. You're 45 and still single. Like, can you just kind of shake it off and stay in it and do it the right way and everyone knows to just keep going? Or would the director always go, no, you messed up. We got to start over. You don't just keep going. Like, that's not how it works. Like, can you do it the way?
Yeah, you could do that. You got to have, like, the actor on the other side's got to be in tune to what you're doing, though, you know?
Yeah.
We had a guy today screw up the line. He just kind of, like, fumbled. He's like, and then there was a silence, and then he picked it up. Because it's amazing what they do in the editing, you know? You don't even know what happened before or after. You just know what happened on the line. So, yeah, that's my biggest fear is screwing up a line, especially there's a lot of dialogue between a lot of different people, which is another thing. It's like, if it's just me and you doing a scene, you talk, I talk, you talk, I talk. This is one person's talking over here, another one over there, another one over here, and then so I'm like, all right, when am I coming in now? And then back.
That's fascinating.
Listen, thank you for listening to the Pete and Sebastian Show. We know this is a little bit of a different scenario, but we felt like we had to definitely get together and crank one out. We will be back next week. I don't know on what format, but we like to thank you guys for listening.
Good hanging, always, no matter what. It's a little awkward, but good hanging, bro.
Yeah.